Right, a very good afternoon to you all. I hope we're all good. It is Thursday, the 21st of December, 2023, just one day now away from the winter solstice. And I'm here to take a look at the UK weather for the next 24 to 36 hours. Had some really positive feedback, and a lot of people have asked me if I could do it. And I thought, you know what? Let's give it a go. So, what we'll do is we'll take a look at what's going on at the moment, impacts around Northern Europe. We'll have a little look at a weather warning that's been placed by the Met Office. We'll look at the weather patterns and the winds for tomorrow. And we'll also, before we close, take a look at another weather warning for snow and ice that's been issued for later tomorrow. So lots to cover. Hopefully, though, we'll have it all done in 5 or 6 minutes. So without further ado, I'm going to start where I normally do. Well, I'm going to start with a picture. This was the scene this morning in Folkestone. I went out nice and early with my camera, just looking towards the southeast, looking at the lovely sunrise, but the clouds soon come over, all in association with Storm Pia. And Storm Pia, which has been named by the Danish Met Office, did rattle through this morning. So if we just take a look at these winds, looking at the charts, it pushed into the west of Scotland and the north of the UK through the morning. It's peaked now and it's now pushing out the way, pushing out towards Denmark. Right, it has produced some quite tasty gusts, 112 miles an hour. It's been recorded at Cairngorms, that is 1,245 metres above sea level. But there are many stations, lower stations across the northern parts of Scotland and parts of Orkney and Shetland where gusts in excess of 70 miles an hour were recorded. So the Met Office warning was pretty much bang on the money. And, even coming further south, I noticed Bridlington, a low level station further south, 66 miles an hour. And I think we saw at Bradford Leeds Airport a gust of 62 miles an hour and 61 miles an hour down at the East Midlands Airport. So a lowy old day, but I'm pleased to say that is pushing out of the way. As we've mentioned, that storm now that's heading towards Denmark. Take a look at the gusts there in the firing line between 3 and 6 o'clock this evening. And yeah, if we just take a little look at the camera in the western the western coast of Denmark, you can see the sea is starting to get heaped up. The clouds are starting to move in. Yeah, there'll be belt and braces for the storm to arrive there in the next few hours. Right, let's move this back to the here and the now. So the next part of the story is that as that low pressure system moves out the way, it's going to bring down some cold air across many parts of northern Scotland, and with it, it does bring the risk of snow. Now, the snow has already started to arrive this morning over in the Faroe Islands, where those 850s are down at -9. Remember, we're generally looking at around about -6 or lower for snowfall, and so in the Faroe Islands this morning, yep, fair enough. There you go. We've had some snow right down to sea level. So yeah, winter has returned up there. But on the Shetland Islands at the moment, the air temperature it has been milder. Those upper air temperatures have been around -4, but that air is turning colder as the afternoon goes on. And the scene this afternoon, or currently at Mossbank in Vidlin in Shetland, is that of a green picture. I expect that will start to turn a little bit whiter later on today. We'll come back tomorrow morning when we look at the weather forecast to see how that has changed up there. Right, so there is a Met Office yellow weather warning in effect for snow and ice today across Shetland. What do we expect? Well, we're expecting just a few centimetres, 1 or 2 centimetres, perhaps 5 centimetres over the high ground, but those strong winds will be creating blizzard conditions. Right, now let's have a look at the weather conditions for the rest of the UK. So we'll move this along. This is run by the Icon. This was the 6 o'clock chart this morning. And it shows that, yeah, most of that wind by then, or shall we say by midday, is now pushed out into the North Sea. And the UK is under a rather cloudy regime today. Some blustery showers blowing through on that fresh to strong northwesterly breeze. Still some gales blowing for the first part of the afternoon across the northeastern parts of Scotland. As the afternoon progresses, those showers, they generally become more confined to the western parts of the UK, and by that I'm talking Cornwall, Devon, the Welsh coasts up towards Cumbria, and the like the Isle of Skye, and down towards the western parts of Ireland. Throughout the course of the night, those showers they line up into bands. Notice by then across Shetland that the purples are there, so there will be snow falling in the form of showers, and that is where the obviously that weather warning is in effect for. And further south, yeah, more organised bands of rain pushing through parts of Scotland with some hill snow across some parts of central Scotland, with rain further south across the western parts on a rather cloudy and windy night. Right, we'll just push this through to tomorrow morning. So already you'll be seeing that the rain across the western parts of Scotland down towards the borders and the central corridor of Scotland will be starting to intensify more, especially towards Glasgow. Those snow showers continue for a while across Orkney and Shetland before slowly dying away. Weather front pushing down across the Midlands will start to move back northwards throughout the course of the day. And with it, if we just follow this sequence through, it will slowly but surely tomorrow migrate further and further northeast. And this is where the weather warning for snow is in effect for many parts of northeast Scotland tomorrow night. Further south tomorrow, a mainly dry, cloudy day, breezy day, with some variable amounts of sunny spells at times. Right, so we'll have a look at the facts chart. This is the facts chart that we'll be bringing in the frontal band tomorrow evening, which brings the risk of snow to the northeast of Scotland, but further south, windy and relatively mild. Right, we'll now just take a look at those temperatures. So this afternoon's temperatures, they have cooled across Scotland. So across the high grounds, you're probably only going to see temperatures barely above freezing. Those temperatures are falling away, but at lower levels, 4s and 5s will be yours. Further south across the north of England this afternoon, generally temperatures in the range of 6 to 8, perhaps as low as 4 or 5 on top of the Pennines. And then further south, well, positively tropical down here, 11 degrees. It's been 12 for most of us this morning, and so a mild day. We wake up to tomorrow morning and temperatures rather cold in the north, as we've seen the risk of some wintry showers overnight. So yeah, temperatures close to or just above zero across the highlands and across the higher ground, but 3s and 4s around the lower levels and along the central belt. Even tomorrow morning, temperatures of 6 or 7 won't feel that cold at all. And then tomorrow morning across England and Wales, we're generally waking up to temperatures around about 7 to 9 degrees, but still very mild down in the south. Tomorrow afternoon, we keep the cooler temperatures across the north of Scotland, so 3s and 4s, but milder air will be pushing in from the southwest and again across England and Wales. A mild afternoon with temperatures generally in the range of 8 to 10, perhaps an 11 or a 12 somewhere in the far southeast. Right, we're going to start drawing this to a close, but that is the boundary tomorrow evening between the mild air pushing in from the southwest and the cold air over the northeast of Scotland that brings that snow risk. And if we take just a look at the wind before we close this all out, well, tomorrow, no such dramas with regard to wind, lighter breezes across the UK, very light breezes across Scotland, where you've had that gale blowing today, and across England and Wales, generally a moderate to fresh or should we say west northwesterly breeze. Before we go, just that little weather warning for tomorrow night across parts of northeast Scotland. We'll cover that in a little bit more detail tomorrow. So that is it in summary. I hope you've all enjoyed the forecast. Suffice to say, breezy, showery, mild in the south, colder in the north, with that risk of snow in Shetland. I'll be back tomorrow taking a look at the forecast for tomorrow afternoon and the following day, and a little look at that weather warning as well. Take it easy. Thanks for watching. Ciao for now.